Okay, so here is a recap of the trip so far. Started in Arizona, worked my way to Albuquerque, just spent the night there at a campground. From there, I went to Kenosha Pass in Colorado, did some camping there. I was going to stay a couple nights, but the forecast for the rest of the week was not looking good, so I ended up cutting that short and just spent more time with family down near Denver. From there, went to Sturgis. So I left Colorado, went straight to Sturgis. That was an interesting trip. It was about 95 when I left Denver, and it just slowly got warmer and warmer as I got closer to Sturgis. So that was interesting. But 300 miles from Sturgis, my sprocket, or no, I'm getting ahead of myself. 300 miles from Sturgis, my chain came off. So I just got gas, and I just got water. Everything's filled up, good to go. I stopped to make sure my bag was zipped. And my chain came off. Luckily it's not broken. I don't know how it came off. I adjusted it. So now I gotta fix that. Oh, it's 100 degrees in the sun. Yay me. So I take all my tools out and look at everything. My sprocket is pretty worn. I checked the rear sprocket and the chain tension. Didn't even think to check the main sprocket, the sprocket up front. So I check it and it's pretty worn. So I tighten the chain a little more just to get me the last 300 miles to Sturgis, and it gets me there almost. I made it to Sturgis, but I was 4 miles from camp. Once I left camp, or once the chain came off one more time, I pulled over on the side of the road and put the chain back on, and it was pretty bad, but I was able to get to camp, find a camp spot, and then in the morning I left to go get a new chain and sprocket put on. Luckily all three were in stock. I ended up replacing the front and the rear and the chain, and luckily it worked. So I was able to get all those replaced, and then it's been good ever since. But I'll throw up a picture right here of how bad that front sprocket was. My other motorcycle is a shaft drive, so I kind of overlooked that small portion. I checked all my fluids, I checked the chain tension, I checked the air filter, I checked everything that I needed to, minus that sprocket. Brakes were fine, tires were fine, I just put those on before I left, so lesson learned on that one. But after I got that replaced, the rest of the trip was great. Like I said, I was only supposed to stay 3 nights. But I ended up staying an additional, I think it was 4 more nights, just because I was having an awesome time. So, met a great group of people, kind of convinced myself to go home and buy a Harley. I love off-roading and I love taking trips like this, but I also enjoy cruising around, listening to music. The engine doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't compare. So kind of just the feel of it and the culture that I experienced while riding there. It's definitely something I want to get into. So I'll be purchasing a new motorcycle when I get home. Hopefully they have what I want in stock, or we can find it before I hit the road again for work. But yeah, other than that, the bike's been great. I think as of right now, I'm at 3,300 miles, and it's about 1,000 miles home. So this 4,000 mile trip, it's not going to be through 4,000. It's going to be like 4,500, if not 5,000, depending on how much more riding I do up here in Yellowstone and then back home. But either way, I'll have to just roll with it. Like I said, I've made very little plans as far as this trip, as far as what I'm going to do when I get there. Like yesterday, I just rode around trying to figure out things to do for today. I have one more night at this camp spot, then I'm going to do one more in Rising Sun Campground. That way I can do the road that's out there, I always forget what it is, the Road to the Sun, or something like that. If I get a camp spot up there for the night, you get a pass to take it. So I'm just going to get there for one night. I guess they have laundry there too, so I'll kind of do everything I need to there. I might end up staying 2 nights, because I'll stay there, not tomorrow night, the following night, be there for the day, sleep, leave. So I'll probably do 2 nights. So that would give me 5 nights up in Glacier, and then I will do probably 3 or 4 in Yellowstone, and then kind of work my way home. I don't think I'm going to make all those other stops. Like I said, my trip's already at 3,300 miles, so I'm kind of ready. But I definitely want to finish up here and finish at Yellowstone. Once I'm done doing that, I'll work my way back home. The Grand Canyon's only 4 hours from my house, so I can always do that. The Golden Spike was just kind of a small stop that I was going to make, just passing through. I might still do that, I might not. I'm just going to kind of roll with it.